Hey Fix It friends, this is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. Since this week is Teacher Appreciation Week, I wanted to share with y'all some ideas for different affordable gifts. And today's mission took me out to Target and my local Home Depot. I was trying to get some plants for the teachers as well as just some quick gift cards, because if they don't like anything else, most people like some cash. So let's see how this went. So right here, I'm just kind of looking over the different gift cards. I found that some of the best ones were behind the checkout section right there at self-checkout. Here I am going to pay for my purchase. So I went and got 6 different gift cards. They were $10 a piece. And of course I had to stop recording at this point because I was using my phone to pay and I couldn't record and have the pay app open at the same time. But yeah, self-checkout to me is always nice and easy. I love being able to use the phone app to make a payment for my purchases. So you just scan your barcode and then everything goes through and you're good to go. So if you've never tried the Target app, you definitely should, especially if you have a Target card, because it'll link everything together. Here's a little footage of me walking to the car with my bag and my little receipt in hand. So I had everything I needed. And I love too that these gift cards actually came with a built-in envelope to be able to give the gift away. And here I am sitting in the car dealing with one of my least favorite things in New Orleans, which is traffic. So we're sitting and we're sitting. And at some point, I make it to New Orleans East. Hey, so I've been in like super mom mode today. I am on my way to Home Depot. I'm going to Home Depot to get some plants. I think it's going to be a succulent. So my thought is that either I want some little pothos that I love, that I feel like are easy to grow, kind of general to even like beginner plant growers, but I would like to get some pothos that aren't like the everyday golden. Like I love the marble queen pothos and maybe a Brazil if I can find it. So the thing about that is when you go to different stores, it always depends on what they have in stock. I love the little ones that are like in the small pots. I'll try to put in a picture if I can find one. Like they're in the little small pots. If I find one at the store, I will take a picture and stitch it in. But a lot of times they're in like a little 2-inch pot, and sometimes they'll have the water wicks in it because they put it in a very large tray, and that keeps it watered and everything, self-balanced, self-watering, like the strings I've showed y'all in some of my other videos. But what I plan to do is to go grab these plants. And if you've ever seen like one of those memes or things on Facebook where somebody says like, where the moms who sit in the car and wrap a gift like outside the party, or something like those moms that like wrap the birthday present while you're sitting in the car, those are my people. I'm your people. If you didn't know, now you know. I am one of you. You are my people. Because that's what I'm about to do. I don't think I'm going to do it at her school. I think I'm just going to stop at Home Depot and ribbity-rappity it and get it finessed, and then I'll go over and pick her up and then just pass them off to the teachers when I pick her up. So fingers crossed, fingers and toes and eyes and nose crossed, that when I go to Home Depot, they have something that I want to work with. If they don't have any pothos, because I need to get 6 different ones, or at least 6 items. And if they don't have any pothos, usually they have the succulents. They have a good selection of succulents. So I may pick some of those. The only thing about succulents is like, if you don't know how to care for succulents, sometimes that can be a bad beginner plant. A cactus is good. A cactus is, I think, a form of the succulent. Cacti and Succulents is one of the books that I have. So cacti can be okay, but problem with that is if they're prickly like that, and you don't want to get at somebody that's dealing with kids or maybe has kids of their own. So yeah, I know for me as a plant mama that can overwater and over nurture her plants, succulents were not a good starter plant for me. Succulents made me feel like I ain't never gonna get this. And even now, my burrow's tail are the first succulents that I've had successfully grow and thrive. Other than that, like all the little, I was want to say, Scandinavian whatever those names are. Like there's some that look like diamonds or asterisks, some that have like the jewel plant. I can't even grow a jade plant, y'all, or at least not as of yet. I have attempted jade plants. I have attempted jade plants that were also in their own little self-watering, self-wicking container, and it still died. So take from that what you will. Like I told y'all, people think I'm an expert at everything. No, I am very true and transparent about my areas that could use some improvement. Succulents, the burro's tail, I leave it there. I water it when I think about it. Sometimes if I think about it, so everything that's in that master bathroom that I've showed y'all, if you don't know, I'll put a card in, has gotten watered like every 7 days, primarily because the orchids don't need a lot of water either. So I think orchids may have been my breakthrough plant, and that once I got good with the orchids, I was able to kind of branch over into some other succulent type plants. But yeah, that's the reason I think the burro's tail has survived, because I don't water it that often. I do every 7 days, and even sometimes when I go to water my orchids on the 7th day, like I'll skip the burro's tail. So the burro's tail may sometimes get watered more like 10 days in between, or even 2 weeks in between, like a full 14 days before I water it. Like usually when I look at it, I try not to let the soil get too light, like light skin, like all the water is out of it and it's like dry and crackly. I try to do it right before, but if I do let it get too dry, I'll water it a little bit, and then I'll water it some more and kind of let that water settle in, and then I don't touch it for a while. So let me show y'all at our Home Depot in New Orleans East. Hopefully it's an uneventful day at the Home Depot, because it can get a little eventful out here. I see some folks jumping onto a truck. I see a lady in the scooter. And then that's part of my little froggy frog y'all see there. So I wanted to let her go, but I don't know if she's going or not. Blessed be Jesus. Patience is a virtue, and God is growing me in the area of patience. Let him use you, let him use you. Okay, so we about to work in the front. Dun, 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 dun. Boop. I also need to go inside and get a curtain rod holder. I don't even know if that's the real name. But basically, when you have a curtain rod and there's a little hooky-dooky thing that it sits in, I got one last week. The one that I got last week was a 3/4 of an inch. That was too small. I think I need like an inch at least, maybe an inch and a half. So I'm gonna look at them and see. Should have taken a picture of the curtain rod. Life on life's terms. I'll put on my mask. I'm gonna run into this store. I'm gonna get the plants. I should have looked to see if the garden center was open. I'll try to see when I get out. I'll be back. Whew, we're mom girl-ish. The struggle was real. Really real. I went inside. I thought my phone had died because I knew my battery was low. No, it was so bright outside I couldn't see my phone. So I didn't take any video or pictures inside, but it really wasn't much to see because they didn't have many plants, especially not house plants. And I told myself in my mind, I said, go to the Lowe's on Veterans. Just go there. There'll be more plants because the Lowe's on Veterans usually has a phenomenal selection. I said, no, I'm going to go support the East. I'm going to go to the Home Depot in the East. And I'm still glad I did, in the sense of supporting and my local consumer base in my local area so that this Home Depot stays open. But let me show y'all what I ended up with. All right. So these are the jade plants, and it's funny, didn't I talk so much junk about jade plants and I turn around and get jade plants? But I wanted to be able to get everybody the same thing, so per the usual, got my gift wrapping paper out, finessed it around. I hate that this is wet at the bottom, so it's not the execution I would have liked per se. If I had been at home, I would have gotten like a little Ziploc baggie or something to put underneath it so that it didn't mess up the wrapping paper. So I'm kind of annoyed with that right now. Like, really annoyed with that right now. But life on life's terms, it's either do it a different way and skip today, which I don't want to do, or give them the best that I got, like I'm gonna need a baker. So we're gonna need a baker it today. Yeah, they're all a little soggy now, which makes the gift wrap look a little less nice because the bottom of it is wet. Womp womp. But hopefully they'll be appreciative either way. Either way, money up. I picked the jade plant after all because I do believe that the jade plant is commonly known too as a money plant, or it's supposed to be good fortune, well wishes, like prosperity. So I thought that would be cute to give all the teachers that as a symbolic little gift. So that's what we're gonna do. And now I'm going to get my Monica. I decided it might be cute just to let y'all see some of the different plants that I was wrapping up and some of this background footage. So I got in the car, got settled with everything. Here are all the different jade plants, and then I picked up a jade plant for myself so I can try to grow it. And it's really cool. I think it's called an aluminum plant. The leaves were really striking to me, so I kept them. Or I got one for myself to keep as well. And yeah, just showing y'all again the wrapping paper or the tissue paper that I used to wrap the different plants. There's one in my hand over to the left. I picked out some different colors, the blues, purples, pinks, maybe some oranges. I think I settled with, yeah, mainly blue and orange, and used them to wrap them up that way. It took like a piece of paper cut into half to wrap it. Now, I will also say this might be a little more pricier of a gift for these small pots. They were like $4.98 a pot. So when I got 6 of them, I think that's spending like $30 for the 6 plants to give away. But I think that was well worth it to give them a nice size plant and something that hopefully they can grow for years to come. The timing of this was too perfect. I got this cute little text message from my daughter's daycare just saying thank you. So I really appreciate that too, because really with Teacher Appreciation Week, it's just small gestures that you're sending to try to tell them that you appreciate them. It doesn't have to break the bank to do it, y'all. On that note, I'm going to wrap up. As always, this is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. It's truly my belief God has given us all gifts and talents that can fix some problem that exists in the world. And while there are a lot of problems in the world, and while we may not be able to fix everything, I want to encourage you to remember, or tell you if you're here for the first time, that we can all fix something. Until next time, I pray that you would find that thing and fix it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can see more of this kind of content next time. See ya.